What's going on YouTube, Kronos here, and welcome back to another PSO2 video. So I mentioned this in my channel update video, but as I record this I realize I may have decided not to upload that video in the first place. I'll be doing content a bit differently moving forward. Don't worry, this doesn't mean that the channel is going to lose its overall feel that it's had or that I've been known for I don't know, the better part of half a year now since I've been making content. It just means I'm going to be sprucing things up just a bit. So you guys might see a bit of repeat content that I've done beforehand that I thought I could do a bit better, but I think you guys will like this overall format a little bit more. So we're going to kick things off way back at the very beginning and start with something simple and fairly straightforward. Combat. Combat systems in PSO2, though explained at the start, can be a bit tricky if you're used to modern hack and slash combat. It has small nuances that can make a huge difference in your overall performance, and that's what today's video is aimed to teach you about. PSO2's combat system really has 4 fundamental mechanics that every encounter really boils down to. Normal attacks, Photon Arts, perfect attacks or just attacks if you're used to the JP servers, and Tech Arts perfect attacks or Tech Arts just attacks. For the remainder of this video, I'll be trying to use the global terms mostly due to the fact that the majority of my audience is from the global servers. On to the first of the 4 mechanics, normal attacks. Normal attacks are fairly straightforward. It's your weapon's normal swing, or what players tend to call your left click. Repeating this action does a simple 3-hit combo and is there to deal damage and restore photon points, or PP for short. The one exception to this rule is Hero Twin Machine Gun, whose normal attack actually drains PP and its weapon generates it. Now as a side note, we won't be covering weapon actions in this video, though they are a huge part of combat in PSO2, they differ with each class and weapon type, with some not having one at all. A topic like that is best left for something like a class guide. Now back to normal attacks. Normal attack animations do change slightly depending upon the weapon and if done from the air or the ground. For example, a third shot of a launcher on the ground has a small reload animation. However, if that action is done from the air, you skip the reload animation and just continue to fire. Pretty simple, right? Well, let's move on to the next thing, Photon Arts. Photon Arts are just PSO2's fancy way of saying skills. And that's basically it. You trade in photon points or PP for damage. It's pretty self-explanatory. Here's where things get interesting. Next, we have perfect attacks. When you use a Photon Art, a normal attack, or step in any direction, you get what's called a perfect attack circle, or a window. If you press a normal attack or a Photon Art during the time the circle is red, you'll see a small sparkle and you'll do what's called a perfect attack. Perfect attacks at base just net you more damage, however they can be affected by skills in your skill tree to further boost the damage or provide other effects like critical hit chance. Last of the 4, we have Tech Arts perfect attacks. You'll commonly hear this referred to as TAJ due to the JP name being Tech Arts just attacks, or TAJA for short. When executing a perfect attack using a Photon Art in a combo, you can gain even more damage as long as the Photon Arts aren't the same. However, it does require a skill in a skill tree to be effective. Meaning, if you don't have a skill that increases TAJA damage, then comboing Photon Arts will provide you no more damage than just the basic perfect attack damage buff itself. At the time of recording this, the only classes that have skills that affect this are Fighter and Etoile. Notice I didn't mention anything about techs. Well, that's because they aren't Photon Arts, though in most cases they are treated the same. Skills do apply to them differently, so I recommend reading up on your class to see if you have any specific benefits. Now that we have all of that out of the way, let's talk about combos. Chaining normal attacks or Photon Arts together results in combos. Now weapons work in a 1-2-3 combo and are only interrupted by a knockdown, a step, some weapon actions, or simply just not attacking for long enough. For example, if you use a Photon Art twice, then press a normal on a combo, the normal will be the animation of the third normal, similar to if you press the normal attack 3 times. Alternatively, if you started with a Photon Art, your next normal would be the animation of the second normal. If you don't get the Photon Art afterwards, and then once more, and normal again, you'd get the second normal a second time. Now this combo will loop 1, 2, 3 as long as you don't do an action that would interrupt the combo. Because of this, a common tactic is to abuse the third normal in a combo, as it does the most damage and provides the most PP recovery, and loop. Something like PA normal, PA normal. In this case, the PAs are covering the first and second part of the combo itself, where the third is a normal attack, having the highest damage for normals as well as the most PP recovery, so you have the photon points to continue to do your combo. Now, this is not a 100% hard and fast rule, so please don't take it as you have to do this combo or you won't do any damage. Different classes have different things affecting their Photon Arts and their normal attacks, and it's best to adjust to those depending upon what their strengths are. And that about wraps things up. Now, I know this is a bit different than my usual videos, but I did want to hold on to that feel overhaul and be able to gather all the information that I usually provide in my videos themselves, so you guys can still watch them in the background, but also kind of spruce things up a little bit more and show things off a little bit better. I also want to try to be a bit more concise. So if you guys enjoy it, just let me know in the comments below. As always, a like on the video is much appreciated and absolves you of half of your ad block guilt. The other half is all by subscribing. Both are completely free and they do help me out a ton. If you guys want to keep up with the content moving forward, you can always click on the bell icon next to the subscribe button to be notified of videos as they go live, as well as any community posts that I make. Or you can jump into our Discord or follow me over on Twitter for interacting or notifications with me via those platforms. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care. Peace out.